In old Hollywood, fame was everything, but for some actresses, it was loyalty that mattered most. While the world chased them with cameras, they found comfort in wagging tails and unconditional love. These 15 iconic women may have ruled the silver screen, but behind the scenes, it was their dogs who stole their hearts. From elegant Yorkies to devoted spaniels, discover the stars who chose fur over fame. Marilyn Monroe, Hollywood's ultimate icon of beauty and tragedy, found her greatest peace not under the spotlight, but in the quiet company of her dogs. A lifelong dog lover, Marilyn had several pups over the years, including a spaniel named Ruffles and a Maltese terrier named Maff, a gift from Frank Sinatra. While fans adored her glamorous image, Marilyn often turned to her dogs for the kind of loyalty and comfort fame could never offer. In candid photos, she's seen smiling more naturally with a dog in her arms than in any red carpet pose. Behind the legend was a woman who simply wanted love, and found it in fur. Audrey Hepburn wasn't just a fashion icon or a silver screen legend, she was a devoted dog lover whose heart belonged to her Yorkshire Terrier, Mr. Famous. Gifted to her by her then-husband Mel Ferrer, Mr. Famous became more than just a pet, he was her constant companion, both on and off set. He even appeared with Audrey in photo shoots and became something of a star himself, sparking a Yorkie craze in the 1950s. Audrey once said, "They may only be here for a part of our lives, but to them, we are their whole life." That sentiment reflected how deeply she loved her dogs. Whether she was filming in Rome or walking through Paris, Audrey was rarely seen without a furry friend in tow, proof that in a world of flashing cameras and endless adoration, the quiet loyalty of a dog meant more than all the applause. Rita Hayworth, the sultry screen siren of the 1940s, was known for her unforgettable performances, but off-screen, her heart belonged to someone far less famous, her beloved Cocker Spaniel, Puckles. A gift from her husband, Orson Welles, Puckles was more than just a pet, he was Rita's loyal companion during some of the most turbulent chapters of her life. As her career soared and her personal life grew more complicated, Rita often found solace in the simple, comforting presence of her dog. Photos from the era capture quiet, candid moments, not on red carpets, but at home, curled up beside Puckles, away from the spotlight. While millions adored her from afar, it was Puckles who stayed by her side, offering love without condition or judgment. For Rita, fame came and went, but her bond with her dog was unwavering and real. Lauren Bacall, the smoky-voiced queen of cool, captivated audiences with her fierce independence and magnetic screen presence. But behind the glamour, she shared a quieter, more tender side, especially when it came to dogs. When she married Humphrey Bogart in 1945, their wedding gift wasn't jewels or champagne, it was a boxer puppy named Harvey. The dog became a beloved member of the family and a symbol of their famously close bond. Bacall often spoke about how Harvey brought joy, warmth, and stability to their home life, especially during the chaos of Hollywood stardom. Candid photos show her relaxing with Harvey by her side, no script, no spotlight, just love. Even after Bogart's passing, her connection to their dog remained a lasting comfort. For Bacall, it wasn't just about fame or film, it was about the love found in small, quiet moments with a trusted, four-legged friend. Elizabeth Taylor, the violet-eyed legend of the silver screen, lived a life of dazzling fame, iconic roles, and headline-making romances. But through all the glitz, it was her deep love for animals, especially dogs, that remained constant. Liz grew up surrounded by pets and famously starred alongside Lassie in her early years, cementing a lifelong connection to animals. Over the decades, she owned numerous dogs, from fluffy lapdogs to regal Great Danes, often seen nestled beside her in candid photos. Her love wasn't just casual, she cared deeply for their well-being and spoke openly about the peace and comfort they brought her. "Some of my best leading men," she once said with a smile, "have been dogs and horses." For a woman worshipped by millions, it was the loyalty of her dogs, unconditional and unassuming, that truly won her heart. Greta Garbo, one of old Hollywood's most enigmatic and celebrated actresses, was known not only for her captivating screen presence but also for her deep affection for dogs. Despite her intense desire for privacy and retreat from the public eye, Garbo found comfort and companionship in her canine friends. Throughout her later years, she often withdrew from the Hollywood spotlight, choosing instead the quiet solace of her home, where her dogs provided loyal companionship. While Garbo rarely spoke publicly about her personal life, those close to her noted that her dogs were a cherished part of her daily routine. This connection with her pets revealed a softer, more vulnerable side to the famously private star. In a world full of glitz and constant attention, Greta Garbo's relationship with her dogs symbolized a genuine and heartfelt refuge, a peaceful haven where she could simply be herself, away from the demands of fame. Judy Garland, the legendary star of The Wizard of Oz, had a deep and enduring love for dogs throughout her life. Known for her emotional depth both on and off the screen, Garland often found comfort in the loyal companionship of her pets. As a child actress navigating the pressures of Hollywood, she was frequently seen with her small terrier, which offered a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos of fame. Her most famous on-screen dog, Toto, became an iconic part of her image, but her love for animals extended far beyond the silver screen. Later in life, Garland continued to surround herself with dogs, treating them as beloved members of her family. Her pets provided a rare source of unconditional love, especially during her personal struggles. For Garland, dogs represented stability, affection, and a sense of peace, qualities she greatly valued in a world that was often overwhelming and unpredictable. Bette Davis, one of old Hollywood's most iconic and commanding screen legends, had a strong affection for dogs that followed her throughout her life and career. Known for her fierce independence and intense performances, Davis also had a softer, nurturing side that emerged in her relationships with animals. She was often seen accompanied by her dogs, both on set and at home, and considered them vital companions in her otherwise hectic and demanding world. Davis owned several dogs during her lifetime, including terriers and spaniels, and she frequently mentioned how their presence brought her comfort and joy. Even during the height of her fame, she made time for her pets, walking them herself and treating them as part of the family. Her love for dogs reflected her loyalty and emotional depth, traits that also defined her most powerful roles. For Bette Davis, dogs were not just pets, they were trusted, grounding companions. Carole Lombard, the dazzling queen of screwball comedy during Hollywood's golden age, was not only admired for her wit and charisma but also for her deep affection for dogs. Known for her down-to-earth nature despite her glamorous status, Lombard treated her pets as beloved family members. She often brought her dogs to film sets, where they became familiar faces among the cast and crew. At home, her furry companions were a constant source of comfort and joy, providing balance to her fast-paced career and public life. Friends and colleagues frequently recalled how much she doted on her pets, spoiling them with affection and attention. Her marriage to Clark Gable also reflected this shared love for animals. They owned several dogs together and often posed for photos with them. Lombard's warmth and humor extended beyond the screen, and her love for dogs highlighted a genuine, compassionate side that endeared her to many. Hedy Lamarr, celebrated not only for her striking beauty and iconic roles in classic films but also for her groundbreaking work as an inventor, had a deep affection for animals, especially dogs. Away from the camera and scientific experiments, Lamarr found peace and companionship in the presence of her beloved pets. Known to keep multiple dogs throughout her life, she treated them as more than just pets. They were confidants and loyal friends who provided comfort amid the intense pressures of Hollywood and personal challenges. Hedy was often seen walking her dogs or relaxing with them in her garden, preferring their quiet company to the artificial glamour of the spotlight. Her love for dogs reflected her private, nurturing side, contrasting with the polished image she maintained in public. Even as she aged and stepped away from film, Lamarr continued to surround herself with animals, showing a lifelong devotion to her four-legged companions. In a world where she was often misunderstood or overlooked for her intellect, Hedy Lamarr found in her dogs a source of unconditional love and solace, loyal hearts that never doubted her worth. Ingrid Bergman, the luminous star of Casablanca and one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses, had a lifelong love for dogs that revealed her warm and grounded personality. Known for her elegance and emotional depth on screen, Bergman often found solace and companionship in her pets, especially during the highs and lows of her international career. Whether filming in Europe or Hollywood, she was frequently photographed with her dogs by her side, treating them not as accessories, but as cherished members of her family. Her love for animals offered a glimpse into her private world, a world filled with affection, loyalty, and a desire for normalcy beyond the fame. Throughout her life, Bergman owned several dogs, including a loyal boxer who often traveled with her. She spoke fondly of the comfort and joy her pets brought, especially during times of personal struggle or when far from home. For Bergman, dogs were a constant in an often turbulent life, providing the unconditional love that fame and success could never fully offer. Her bond with her dogs mirrored her values: kindness, devotion, and quiet strength. In the company of her dogs, Ingrid Bergman found the purest expression of companionship and peace amid a life lived in the spotlight. Vivien Leigh, best known for her unforgettable portrayal of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, was not only a celebrated actress but also a devoted dog lover. Behind her refined elegance and dramatic talent was a woman who found comfort and companionship in the loyal presence of her pets. Throughout her life, Vivien kept several dogs, most notably a Cocker Spaniel named Pippin, who frequently accompanied her at home and on travels. Her dogs were more than pets, they were trusted companions during both the glamorous and difficult chapters of her life. Leigh's life was marked by great success but also personal struggles, including her battle with bipolar disorder. In those quieter, more challenging moments, the company of her dogs provided her with calm, consistency, and unconditional love. She often referred to her pets as part of her family and was rarely seen without one nearby, whether at her country home or backstage in the theater. Her affection for animals showcased a tender and nurturing side that was sometimes hidden beneath her strong public persona. For Vivien Leigh, dogs were a grounding force, a source of peace and joy amid the unpredictable world of fame, illness, and artistic passion.